Hi guys, Ape here of the PocketBot Collective. And here we have TransformElement's Stinger Warrior, or as most of us know him, Beast Wars Scorponok. And this is a very cool figure. Let me spin him round for a minute. He very much looks like the cartoon version. Has a really mean looking scorpion head, just like in the cartoon. Nice claws, nice articulated legs, and a fully hinged tail, which we'll get into in a minute. Let's first look at his accessories, shall we? There's not a whole lot of accessories. Comes in this box from TransformElement, which has him in robot mode on one side and beast mode on the other side. Nothing further really. Has his instructions, of course, and the only real accessory is this tiny Cyber Bee drone that he used in the cartoons. It's well sculpted, nicely painted as well, with some red for the eyes, some red on top there, some gold or silver, I guess it's a bit bronzy, bronze wiring there. Nothing at the bottom. You can see that the wings are packed in and they can fold up or out. And there seems to be a little tab at the bottom, but so far I haven't found a slot for it where it makes sense, because Scorponok himself has lots of slots, but yeah, nowhere really where this seems to tab in. And the instructions don't tell you much either, because when it comes to the little bee, this is all it says. Open, close. Open, close. Open the wings, close the wings. That is it. So, no clues there, but that's okay. It's still a cool little thing to have as an accessory with him, and you can sort of use it in robot mode as well. Not that it tabs in, but we'll show that off when we get to that stage. Right. As for the scorpion, let's start with the tail. Nothing swivels, so it can only articulate along its own axis, so to say. But what it does there is plenty, in my opinion, because it's all hinged, so you can pretty much curl this entire thing up onto his back, or have it, oh sorry, untabbed it there, have it in attack mode, whatever you want. It's posable enough to pull off what you want to do with it. Then the legs, the 4 back legs and the 4 front legs are a little bit different as to how they are attached, but besides that they are all the same. They are also hinged, and the hinges work both ways, so you won't have to worry about breaking any of the leggies. The back legs, if you can see, are sort of ball jointed for articulation, and the piece they are on itself is also on a ball joint, and then the front legs are on little hinges, and they can, like the wings on the Cyber Bee, move from left to right. So up and down, left to right, hinged, which gives you plenty of posability for the little legs as well. Nothing at the head, mandibles don't move or anything, can't rotate either, but the arms are very articulate. It's well, both the Scorpion arms as the robot's arms are the same. You have a ball joint at the shoulder. This purple piece rotates around that freely. I guess that it's also on a joint, but that's more down to transformation, but it could give you some extra articulation, so to say. Then there's a cut at the biceps, there's a double hinged elbow, there is rotation at the wrist, and then the claws open, the smaller bit a bit further than the larger bit, and the rockets can hinge left to right inside there. So very articulate. You can pull off whatever you want with these arms in both modes. Just for a quick comparison, I haven't got much around for Scorpion mode, but here he is versus Skybite. Completely different cartoon, but it's a beast mode that I have laying around at the moment. So there you go. Two crazy guys. Right. We'll get into transformation in a minute. The only thing I would like to point out, and that is pretty much my only gripe with this figure. This is him from the bottom. His robot head is hiding there. The lower legs of the robot, that's this piece here, are fully die cast, which gives the figure weight and stability in both modes. But what I was going to point out, his legs, his robot legs fold under to, and then his feet form the Scorpion mandibles, which means that this rubbery plastic piece is tapped into the feet. It's a very secure connection, which is good for this mode, of course. It doesn't come apart or anything. But it's also a pain in the ass to get separated. So I can't do it without using a tool. Maybe it'll get better over time. But if you don't detach this properly, then you might end up breaking that little tab in the head on both sides. And then this thing will not tab in at all anymore. So your Scorpion mode will not hold together. So that's the only thing that you have to be just aware of, I would say. It's not a real issue or anything, because like I said, it does make this mode very secure, but it's something to keep an eye out for. With that said, let's get into transformation. Transformation is pretty straightforward, actually. Whereas on their earlier Black Arachnia figure, I like her. I like the aesthetics of her in both modes, but I don't like transforming her. Whereas with this guy, it's not that big of a deal. So we carefully pull out these mandibles. Like I said, as long as you use a tool, you are fine. And I'm hoping it might get better over time if the rubber gives way a little bit. There we go. See, and then they are detached. It's just two little nubs there on each side that tap into these holes in the robot feet. That's it. What you can do now, we hinge out the arms. Also on the other side, hinge them out. There we go. Straighten out these legs, which immediately detaches it from the lower body of the Scorpion, which was tabbed in. There's a little tab there, there's a little hole there. That's what it tabbed into. So there we go. Might as well get the legs done straight away. You just turn this. Oh, I think I'm turning it the wrong way. There we go. This will be the front of the Scorpion, of Scorponok. There we go. It's on, the legs are on a ball joint with a cut there. Sorry, there. You can hardly see it, but it's there. Hinged knee. Feet are on a rocker, and they can flip open, and he also has some toe articulation. Same for the other side. And again, from the knee down, this is all die cast. So that's his lower body done, which means we can now use the tab on the other side of his abdomen or pelvis, because the one on the back was tabbed in there, the one on the front tabs in there, and there you go. We're almost there already. The tail we also just fold out. Then we start working here. First thing you do is hinge these front legs the other way round or up, or whatever you want to call it. Also for the other side. Just sort of fold them onto his back. The scorpion head just hinges back as well. And then that starts revealing his robot head, which we can now hinge up. Very cool head. Now what we do is we fold the shoulder bits back, because there's some little tabs there and on his shoulders, but there's also some holes here which will tap into, can we even see them? These little pins here, just above my finger. So what we do is we untab this one. It's hinged. And this one sort of folds over this purple piece to cover the scorpion leggies. Let me just get them out of the way a little bit. There we go. And then we just move this bit up. And what am I doing wrong here? Oh, sorry. There we go. Straighten up his chest piece. And then this should be able to hinge over and just hook on. See, it's now hooked over that purple piece. Now we can get those shoulders in place. Make sure to tab the little tabs in there. And these round ones in there. Just have to align them a bit. There we go. And also on the other side, hook it round, align it, and tab it in. There we go. Then we move the tail up, and then you can just get these leggies out of the way. They just all hang out on the back there. Turn them around. Get the shoulders forward, rotate the purple pieces up, there we go, and his claws around. There we go. Just have a look at what works for you. Let me do it like this. Give him a bit of a stance. Hinge that tail over. Head is on a ball joint, by the way. And there we go. Open this up. Sorry, open it that way. And there is Scorponok in his robot mode. Let's just pull him in for a quick look at the head. Very nicely sculpted. It's not die cast, by the way. It sort of has the same coloring as the lower legs, but this is just rubbery plastic. But very nicely done, nicely painted. Lots of motion range. So that is very cool. We've pretty much discussed all the articulation already while transforming him. There's no waist swivel. You can't break his abs apart, but yeah, not sure what that will get you. As for the little drone, what you can do here, because in the cartoon he had the rockets in his right hand, and he could shoot the little bee drone with his left hand. So, like I said before, I haven't found a way to actually tab it in yet, but you can just sit it in his claw, and then he can still shoot it at Optimus Prime or whoever. Oh. There you go. That is that. Now, for some quick size comparisons, just position him a bit. Come on, get those rockets out. There we go. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. And then we'll get some size comparisons going. So, first and foremost with Iron Factory's Runabout. Let me just move him back a little bit so we can get a few more characters in the shot. With TransformElement's Black Arachnia. He stands a little bit taller. There we go. Then we have a core class Megatron. And he needs to move to the side a little bit. Cyberverse Skybites. So there you have it. Beast Wars Scorponok as done by TransformElement. And I think he's great. I have Black Arachnia. I have Scorponok now. I don't have their Rat Trap because I don't have that much of an affiliation with the character. But I'm hoping they will continue this and maybe bring out a Tarantulas. That would be pretty awesome. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Ape out.